Hi there. Oh, I forgot to put on my apron today. Welcome to Chaos and Order, art by Susan Holt. That is me. I am your artist today, and I am my own artist every day. Today is Saturday, May 21st, 2022, as I record this. Oh, I see we have thumbs up, and I see Jennifer is here. Thank you, Jennifer. Give me another thumbs up if you can hear me. Just want to make sure everything is working fine and dandy. Perfect. Thank you so much for that. A little bit of housekeeping before we get started. If you are watching in replay, sorry about my hair today. It's weird. Go ahead and put hashtag replay in the comments. And if you do have a comment or a question as you're watching, go ahead and put them in the comments. But be as specific as you can be about what part of the video you're talking about. That way I can answer you correctly and I have some context to go on. So if you say, hey, beautiful, and leave it at that, I will say, thank you. But if you want a little bit more conversation with me, I'm glad to give it as always. I do go back and watch the videos and I do comment on your comments and questions. So I do answer you after this is said and done. So if you are watching in replay, don't worry, I will be happy to get back to you. Excuse me. And for those of you who are here live, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited today because this is part of my Magical May event, and I have 3 paintings to show you. I'm going to put some dots on a painting that I made a couple weeks ago, so it's ready for its dots. And then I have some questions for you. If you have questions for me, please, as always, feel free to put them in the comment section and I will answer them. I don't have anybody with me today to tell me you are here, so I will be keeping an eye on the screen myself. Hubby is out gaming and, excuse me, all of my girlfriends had plans today. So, I'm going to show you some art first. Oh, April is here. Hello, April. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Saturday. So I'm going to pull up these 3 paintings, and then after the paintings, we'll get to paintings, another one, a new one. So these are all 12 by 24. They are $730, and they're in a really long format. So I'm going to back them up a little bit. This first one is Crimson Nebula, and it is pretty fantastic. If you really like pinks and reds and deep burgundies, and you have that as part of your core, this one will fit in absolutely seamlessly. As you can see, I've got my big white spirals on it, but I also have this little guy over here in that darker crimson. So if you're looking to bring a little bit of wonder of the universe into your home, this is a great one. If you would like any of the paintings you see today, go ahead and just drop me a private message and we will talk about it over there. We'll talk about payment plans or just a single payment, the way I take payments, and also shipping and tracking numbers and all of that stuff. Okay. So there's Crimson Nebula. The next one, I have to say, is one of my favorites. This is Demoiselle. And it's got some really gorgeous kind of dark olivey greens and blues, and then this fuchsia down here. This one will tie a room together. If you have a bunch of pieces that maybe aren't cohesive with their look or their feel or their colors, and they have one of these colors in it, this would be a perfect piece to tie those together. So This one again is 12 by 24. It is $730. This one is titled Demoiselle. If you would like this one, please drop me a line, private message me, let me know. And the last one for show and tell today is Dahlia Bloom. Ow, and the other two just fell on my foot. Hang on. Sorry about that. So this is Dahlia Bloom. It is 12 by 24 as well. It is $730. All of the paintings that I create have free shipping in the continental United States. So $730 includes free shipping, all the packaging, all the taxes. So you guys don't have to worry about any of that. It's just one flat fee. So this one is very calming. I think it's very calming. So if you want to bring a little bit of peace and calm into your home, a little bit of magical mysticism, this one is going to be perfect for that. As you can see, we've got several different little spirals. This one is actually a little star up here. Jennifer says she loves Dahlia Bloom. Thank you so much. It is really quite the showpiece. So if you're looking for a piece, for now that we're having people back into our homes to come over and say, wow, that is really an interesting piece. How cool is that? This is great. And with the variety of colors in here, we've got the dark and brooding down here and the light and airy up top. This one is also going to tie a room together pretty well. So if you are interested in Dahlia Bloom, please drop me a line, send me a private message, and we'll get this on its way to you sooner rather than later. I see Melissa Ann is watching. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining me. Let me put these back over there, and then we will get to painting dots today. One moment, please. I'm back. Okay, so the painting we'll be working on today is this one. I have not titled it yet, but I painted this one a few weeks ago with you guys live, and it came out really spectacularly. So I'm planning on putting a white semi-spiral, half spiral up here, and then I might leave this blank, I might not. We'll see what happens. Let me get it situated. Get all my notes situated. And we'll get the camera turned, get you situated, and then we'll get to painting. Okay, camera's gonna move. Here we go. All right. Okay, I will be moving this around, so don't be surprised when it moves. Paint. Got my towel in my lap to wipe off my tools. Okay. Actually, I'm going to turn this way so I can access this without smearing my hand through it. So how are you guys doing today? You good? Did you have a good week? I had a really good week. Well, that's not quite true. I had a stressful week. That turned out to be really good. So, yeah. We're doing good over here, all of us. All my tools lined up the way I want them. Okay. And I am ready to paint. I have been super busy, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and calm myself down for a brief moment before I get started. because I get so excited to talk to you, I kind of sometimes forget what I'm doing. Okay. And I use my hand as a facsimile for my spiral. I know my hand isn't a spiral, but it gives me a pretty good center point to go from. You know, a lot of artists, when they're looking at something out of well, off screen for you guys, but like outside, or they're looking at a model and they do that thing with their thumb, that's kind of the same thing with my hand. Jennifer says, I'm happy to be here in Chaos and Order. It was a bit of a rough week. Right? It was a bit of a rough week. And Jennifer, for those of you who don't know, is my bestie, so I know what her bit of a rough week was, and she knows what my bit of a rough week was. And I'll tell you mine, because it turned out all right, but hers is not mine to tell. I had a bit of a medical issue going on, and I had to go get some scans yesterday, and everything turned out fine. The doc gave me a clean bill of health after a round of antibiotics, so I am good to go. Looks like Anne Marie is here. Hello, Anne Marie. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're just talking about kind of what a rough week it was for some of us. Every now and again, it's good to talk to your friends, check in with them, see if everybody's okay, and kind of vent. So I guess that's what we were doing. So I have a question for all of you. I'm going to change the subject to a happier subject. Jennifer says she's glad my scans came out okay. Yes, I am too. So I'm changing the subject. I had a lot of plans this week, of course, but my question for you is, do you enjoy making plans or do you enjoy winging it? I used to be really spontaneous when I was younger. And then I married Chris, and he is a plan maker. He is not a spontaneous kind of a guy. So when we were still dating, I wanted to go to Flagstaff for lunch for the day. And it's about a 2.5-hour drive from here. And I did not realize that he was not a jump in the car and go kind of guy. So by the time we reached Flagstaff, I was very sure that he was not a jump in the car and just go kind of guy. But needless to say, we did not eat lunch in Flagstaff. I turned the car around, drove back to Phoenix, and the first fast food spot we came to, I jumped out of the car and said, "This will be fine for lunch." And he said, "Yes, it will." And then I don't think I talked to him for 2 or 3 days because I was still a little grumpy. But I learned that he is not a person that likes surprises. So that was good to know. It was a good learning experience. So now we have to plan things. And that's okay. That's okay. It's kind of like making one of the pour paintings. I can sort of plan what kind of pour I'm going to do, but the paint's going to do what it's going to do. Just like I planned a day out and Chris did what he was going to do. That's perfectly fine. But you have to be able to really adjust. You have to adjust for your paint. You have to adjust for the people you love in your life. Jennifer says, I like to have plans with some spontaneous space for flavor. Ooh, I like it. I like it. But the For me, the poor painting is the chaos part. That is the winging it part. And the planning part, the order, are my designs. And Jennifer knows I'm a little spontaneous. So sometimes we go out for girls' lunch. And then we end up at an art supply store, or we end up going for ice cream. Or we go to the Botanic Gardens, or, whatever. Whatever it is. We have a girls' adventure. And I'm so happy I have my girlfriends who will go on girls' adventures with me. Jennifer says, I blend both so well. I'm assuming she's talking about the chaos and order of the paintings. And my life. We'll give her credit for both. Okay, I've got another question for you. Jennifer says yes. Okay, yes means both. Excellent. Got another question for you. Banksy or Michelangelo? If you don't know who Banksy is, he is a kind of a guerrilla style artist. He's based in the UK, and he does murals and political art and stuff overnight, so nobody sees him or what he's doing. And pieces of his have been taken off of buildings and sold for millions of dollars. Michelangelo, of course, is a high Renaissance artist. He's one of the old masters. So who do you prefer, Banksy or Michelangelo? I know they are completely different, but I kind of like both of them for different reasons. And that's okay too. If you like both of them, you can like both of them. If you like neither of them, you can like neither of them. When we learn about art history in college, for those of you who don't know, I do have a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree with a ceramics emphasis, not a painting emphasis, but my brain works in both 2D and 3D. So I can switch back and forth pretty easily, which is nice. But in art history class, I always find that I have appreciation for art that I may not like the aesthetic of, but if there's something more behind it, a reason why the artist does what they do, or the reason for the style in which they paint or create, I have an appreciation for it. Jennifer says, great question between two masters. She'd say Michelangelo barely over Banksy. Right? They're so different. Absolutely so different. Speaking of old masters, people like Picasso. They like his art. They dig his story, but I do not appreciate Picasso's art. And I do not appreciate the kind of human he was. I know that may be a little bit controversial for people to hear an artist say, but yes, he brought forward a little bit more modern art, cubism, all that kind of stuff, all the isms. But he was not a good person. He was mentally ill and in an institution, which back then the treatment was so hard and so harsh. But yeah, I feel bad for him for having those issues, but I don't like his art. I just don't. If you like his art, that's perfectly fine. You're absolutely allowed to like his art. We all have different art that we like. We all have a different aesthetic. I actually really like what I'm making these days. These poor paintings with my spirals and my linear designs. I've had stuff like this in my head for a very long time. I started meditating when I was in my early 20s. And I don't do it every day at this point. But it does help me when I'm stressed out. So I did some this week, for sure, when I had stressful things going on. But when I close my eyes, and start meditating, and I set my intent, I'll look at a painting first, do my deep breathing, then I'll close my eyes, set my intention, and what I see when I close my eyes and I think of the bright white light of the universe is I see these spirals. I see linear designs sometimes, and sometimes the linear designs kind of fall in front of my face like rain or like a film strip. So that is why I paint these, and that is why I pour good positive Reiki energy into these paintings, is because I don't know how to do it any other way. This is what I see. This is what I feel. This is what I do. This is the reality of my meditation. Painting for me is a form of meditation. Okay. So now I need to find a dot design for my end finials for this piece. I think I want something that kind of swoops like this does. So I might end up creating something that's not in my book. But I am going to look through my little book here to see if I can find something. Jennifer says, that is beautiful imagery about the bright light of the universe. It's an honor that you share your vision of the world with us. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. That is a really lovely compliment. I'm so glad that you can see it and feel it, and it brings a little bit of magic to the world. I think it does. I hope it does. No, I know it does, because you guys, my VIPs, give me that feedback, and I appreciate it very, very much. I have a lot of dot designs in here. This is my little sketchbook that I carry with me. If I think of a dot design while I'm out, or I'm inspired by something, I'll just go ahead and scribble it down real quick and put it in here. And that way, when I come to a painting like this, I have my inspiration book, my design book. Okay. So I didn't see anything in here that will do. So I am going to create a design on the fly. And then I will put it in my book later, so I don't use it twice. I always want to use designs once on a painting. Sometimes I'll take a finial design and I'll put it on one of my pieces of jewelry, but I'll change it a little bit. I'll put a couple more dots, or I'll take some swipes away, you know, something, so that everybody knows they're getting a one-of-a-kind design on their piece, no matter if that piece is jewelry or painting. This is the element I kind of want to copy, this swoop right here. So that's what I'm going to start with. I want to put the element that I want the most on first, and then I can work around it. That way I know I have that element in there. Jamie is with us. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for joining us today. I say us when I'm on live with you because it's more than just me here. So it is us. I think of you and I as a team. My VIPs. And I am your artist. So this has this little swoop here, but this one kind of comes up. So and goes the opposite direction. So I want to mirror that here as well. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have some little white dots that come off of the bigger dots. They're teeny tiny. And that happens when I pull my tool up and a little speck of paint comes off of it. I do go back and cover these, especially on a black background, but I blend these in with all the different colors in the painting. So if this were over here, I would have to blend all of these colors to get the right color so those dots don't show. Jennifer says, you are an artist in residence for a great village. Oh, perfect. Thank you. We, your VIPs, live in this, live in this world that you create. Oh, thank you, my friend. That's very nice. Beautiful. I like that I'm your artist in residence. Even if the residence happens to be my house, my studio. I'm hoping someday to have kind of a studio and gallery space of my own away from the house, so I can invite people over to watch painting sessions live and in person. In my home, I'm facing a window, so I get that natural light to come in, but there's really no space to have people in to watch this and to talk with me. So I think these lives are the best thing for now. But yeah, I would love that. I would love to be an artist in residence. It would have to be somewhere here locally that I could commute to. Whoop. At least for now. I have a dog who is very, very attached to me and very not attached to my husband. So she is 12. Don't know how much longer we'll have with her, but for now, I want to keep things local. Because I am responsible for her. So that is what I need for now. So now I've got this swipe, and then this one kind of comes up a little bit. You might not be able to see it real well on screen right now, but there is a really faint swipe right there. So I just want to make a little one here to mirror that too. Most of the time I don't look to the pour painting for shape inspiration for the finial dot designs here at the end, but I don't think I could do anything else with this one, honestly. Okay. Okay. I'm going to stand up and stand back from this for just a moment because I want to get a different perspective on it to see if I need to put something down here or not. And I think with everything else going on over here and the white and gold kind of filling back in and tucking in down here, that I won't put anything down here because it gives your eye a place to rest. So I'm going to stop that there. And I'm going to ask you one more question. Do you prefer warm colors or cool colors? So warm colors are red, yellow, orange, and cool colors are green, blue, and purple. Jamie says, good decision to leave this area as a resting spot for your eye. Thank you so much. She also says both on the colors. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm a kind of person that loves all the colors. Yeah, there's some where I go, ooh, no, I don't want that one in my house, or or you know, in a specific painting, but I think they all have their place. Jennifer says blue is so cool. Yes. Blue is a good color. So at this point, I'm going to go through real quick and take these little white dots that come off the larger dots paint and cover them up. And I know that if you're even 3 feet away from here, the painting, you're not going to see it, but I know they're there. And I want to give you a superior product, a good painting that people can look at and go, wow, I don't know how she got it that perfect. Well, sometimes I don't get it perfect on the first try, but I can edit it. That's kind of what this is. This is editing those little white spots of paint that are in spaces I don't want them. So I just edit them out. Okay. So I think that's almost gonna do it. One more. So that is going to do it for this painting. I'll kind of put it back around for you. So I like this painting in this orientation. So top to bottom. Because that way this area of paint that looks like it's falling, it looks like it's falling to the ground. So that's why I like this. All right, Zenstay Wednesday, as a reminder, is this Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. We're going to have a Q&A session. I've got a couple more paintings that need dot designs on them, so I will likely put some dot designs on that, or I may put some dot designs on these jewelry blanks that I have for you. Either way, there will be paint going onto a surface. Jennifer says, beautiful. Thank you so much. Let me show you my face while I say goodbye. So, yes, Wednesday Live, 7 p.m. Arizona time. Right now we're on Pacific Standard Time. Arizona does not have daylight savings time. It's fantastic. So hopefully I will see you there. Jamie says, thank you. You're welcome. And thanks for being here. And that's going to be it for me. Thank you all for joining me today. I had a lovely time with you. Oh, Karina just popped in. Hi, Karina. You're catching the very end of this. Please feel free to watch this in replay. I'll post it immediately after. And I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching me, Susan Holt, here on Chaos and Order, Art by Susan Holt. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you on Wednesday Live. Bye, everyone.